Well, hello everyone. It's been a while since I've ever uploaded to this channel, but, well, time to change. And actually, a lot of stuff has changed around here, actually. I got 2 new monitors, and I wanted to show them off. And I've also got a bunch of other things that actually changed my entire workflow. I've actually wanted to discuss in today's vlog how I actually go about making my content nowadays, because it's actually changed dramatically since last time I've talked about it, and why not? Let's get into it. I'm gonna start off here at the music set because this is basically what's changed the most. That, and I have to take these monitors down from the VESA mount anyways and put them back on the desk, so while they're still here, might as well film this area first. But yeah, a lot in this area has actually changed. First of all, we got the 2 monitors here. I finally have a better way to see my screen versus resting the MacBook on the speaker here, which was what I was previously doing. So finally, this works so much better. I can see everything I need to, and even though you might be thinking, well, isn't this microphone in the way? Well, I actually have this microphone perfectly positioned to where my mouth is, and because my eyes are above my mouth, you can't really see the mic a lot. That's basically how that works. The reason why I have a 2 monitor setup at this audio station, even though you could argue you only need 1, is because, well, 1, I need to monitor Logic, and 2, it's that way I can, well, look at any lyrics that I have, because actually I write most of my songs using Pages, so I'll just display Pages up here if I'm going to record some stuff. I know I haven't recorded anything yet, and it's because this is time consuming. I can't stress how hard it is to actually record music. It is a real pain in the tuchus. So much of a pain, in fact, I actually just discovered that one of my XLRs on my mixer down there isn't working properly. I was actually in a pinch where I really needed to use my Shure microphone, except for some odd reason, nothing could detect it. And I just changed XLR ports, and all of a sudden, it's back. As you can see, I currently have the microphone pulled up, and when I start talking, it gets louder like that. That's essentially what's going on. The microphone hasn't changed. Actually, I don't know if I talked about the microphone yet, but it's a Shure SM58 microphone. It's really nice. And I've got it basically mounted on this very cheap but functional stand. Oh yeah, how do you like my cable management down there? It's amazing when you have to deal with this many cables. But also, now that I have my monitors here mounted on this VESA mount, because the VESA mount is basically all the way at the back of the desk, I took off the keyboard stand here. This thing right here, I took this off and basically chuck it aside and slide the keyboard all the way back so the monitors are slightly over it, but the keys are still exposed. And look! I actually have enough room for a keyboard and a mouse! Wow! This is weird to have, actually. Though once I take the monitors off, I gotta slide the keyboard back to make room for the music stand that mounts on it, but yeah, it works. I'm still sitting on a stool. Does the job. It's still kind of high, but I mean, I can still reach my pedal down there. Right beside me, I have my guitar, if I need to use the guitar. And here's the new item, AirPods Max. This is one of the reasons why I got AirPods Max, if you didn't watch that video on the Random Alpha Gadgets. Excellent sound quality. I know that audiophiles are going to get mad at me for editing audio with AirPods Max because they don't have a flat sound signature. However, I just needed something decent and high-end, because all of those other headphones that are open-backed and have flat signatures, they're all so expensive. And then the equipment needed to actually drive those headphones is even more expensive. I'm actually saving money by getting just a high-end pair of consumer headphones. And I have to say, my audio editing experience has never been better. I do, however, you may have noticed, there's this wire here. It's not charging the headphones. It's actually plugs directly into the MacBook down there. Still using the MacBook, and I really have to admit, it would be nice if I had a Thunderbolt dock, so that way every single time I connected and disconnected this thing, I didn't have to plug in 3 separate cables all the time, sometimes 4 if I need my headphones. But hey, it works. Oh, yeah, there's the stupid, dumb case down there. Apple, why did you design it that way? This thing's garbage. That's kind of what's changed about the music set. It's way better to the point where I can actually record stuff now. I've been recording some projects for various other individuals, but I need to actually start recording stuff to post onto YouTube for you guys to listen to as well, instead of those private individuals. Yeah, that's a lot of what's changed here. So, okay, enough about the music set. Let's talk about the desk, because this isn't my only setup. I gotta move some monitors. so just before we actually talk about the video editing setup, I want to quickly talk about my filming setup, and it's because I don't really have one anymore. It's basically I'm randomly picking different angles, trying different scenes, trying to see if one scene is favorable for others and such. So because of that, I actually haven't really made myself my own dedicated filming area yet, and that's because basically this entire room is that filming area. Because of that, yeah, the desk doesn't typically stay the same anymore. Sometimes I'll still film the old way like I used to. Other times I'll just film with the monitors behind me because I really do not like taking them on and off the desk a lot because fragile items and such, but sometimes it still has to be done. I tried standing by the door one way, except I can't really get a good shot of me by the door along with my little Apple box tower behind me because I like to show that off a lot, and it's hard to do that when you got two monitors in the way and such. Okay, that's basically what filming is like now. It's still done on an iPhone, just like this vlog is, except now I film in 4K on most of my channels, though not this one anymore. This one is still 1080p because nobody cares. It's just a vlog. Enough of that. Let's talk about the video editing setup. Alright, so if we walk through this little area like we used to, we still have the iMac down here, of course. Oh yeah, I mentioned before that I got a separate case for my AirPods Max that are actually protective. This would be that case. So when it's not in use, because most of the time my AirPods Max are home, it's just tucked by the iMac. But anywho, here's the setup now. This is the new setup. Some of you might have caught it on the Gadgets channel or the Drive channel because I've experimented just leaving these monitors here and then sitting in my chair with a tripod where I'm currently standing. If you like that, well, let me know. If you don't, well, I guess do the same. Anywho, yeah, the desk has definitely changed a lot compared to before. Like when I originally moved up here, that iMac was in that corner right there. I've had another Acer monitor here until it died, and well, that's what the filming setup looked like until the Acer monitor died and my iMac became too weak to do anything else basically because the graphics was dying. So then I tried a clear table, and sometimes it worked, most of the time it didn't. So because of that, basically when I'm talking about news and stuff, I kind of like to sit in this chair and have the monitors here and display some stuff instead of just me talking about stuff. But if I'm talking about a product that I have here in the studio and I want to gesture to it, for example, these monitors have to go. That's when a clear desk is actually better. When I'm just talking about news or speculating stuff, I think it works well. Oh, and yeah, still got the box tower over there, though I have a feeling that might actually move at some point. I'm not too sure where just yet, but well, I'm working on those details. Anywho, let's discuss what's here. I got my Dell XPS. I just finished filming a review of that. Because of that, it's still here. I'll have to plug it in at some point. Charger is over there. Dell XPS, not useful for the studio. It's only useful for my actual job that pays me money because YouTube doesn't pay me anything basically. An assortment of junk because as always, I can't have a desk without having junk on it. And then finally, here's a cleaner space actually. It's actually been doing a fairly good job at keeping this fairly clean. I have my little Tesla Lightning supercharger thing here. Unfortunately, the cable's too short to the point where I can't really plug it and the outlet's too far away. Not to mention I have two power strips in each outlet. I don't think that's good, but well, it works. But anywho, in terms of cable management, yeah, the laptop's right there. That's where it is with power connected as well as the two display cables. I really wish I had a Thunderbolt dock, guys. I really do. It's just, I can't find the proper one. So I'm left to doing this for now. I got my external hard drive where I store all of my videos as backups. And then this power strip contains my MagSafe 3 power brick along with two other 20-watt bricks, one for MagSafe as in like this guy here, and then the other for a separate lightning cable that does reach because I had to wind up the black one in there, so because of that it's now shorter. But this cable does reach, and I use this to charge AirPods Max because AirPods Max is the last device left that require a lightning cable. Everything else has moved on to actually wireless, believe it or not. I mean, yeah, my MacBook still got the MagSafe right there, but I mean, that's proprietary Mac stuff, and it still charges via Type-C if you wanted to. So AirPods Max are the only lightning accessory left that I still need to charge wired. Everything else is all wireless. And obviously, I'll be using AirPods Max for editing and with the wire, obviously, because you can't edit videos without a wire. There's that. And the rest of the desk, the keyboard's here, Magic Mouse here, and then typically I'm editing in Final Cut now. I've basically stopped using iMovie except for when I'm editing the iTunes Fanboy podcast, which is now the podcast I'm a part of because unfortunately Salt Pepper has left that. So I'm alone on that unless somebody else decides to become a host and such. Anywho, typically Final Cut's in here. I'll have a project in here, except there are various other video projects. This one, unfortunately, is a total fail. I screwed up recording so bad to the point where somehow I accidentally bumped my watch, and right here, as you can see, zoomed in here, and then a little ways down, whoa, we randomly just zoomed out, and it's because I bumped my watch. So yay, that's fun. So that project's basically scrapped, until, who knows, I have to refilm it at some point. And then this monitor is often displaying my Finder windows for all my different files. Sometimes I'll have Safari with a YouTube video playing in the background. Depends on what I'm doing in here. If I'm just like cutting out silence bits, that doesn't require any sound output, so I'll just put something on YouTube to keep myself from being too bored. That's basically what has changed with the entire setup here. Oh, and I almost forgot HomePod Mini as well. I'll often use that if, say, I am editing audio, and while I'm editing audio, as in like video audio on this monitor with my AirPods Max, I'll turn transparency mode on this and basically play a YouTube video over that. But obviously this has better volume control, so I can control this volume separate of this, so that way I can still have my consistent volume here, and if I can't hear something or don't want to hear something, then, well, I can change my volume via the HomePod Mini. It works really great, actually. I love having a dual monitor setup. It's two 27-inch Samsung displays. What's the actual model of it? The boxes are over there. The Samsung CF396, those are the monitors I'm using. They're basically some cheap $160 monitors from Walmart. 1080p resolution, 27 inches. Man, I love my screen real estate. And yeah, 1080p, nothing to be blown away by, but hey, 1080p works, and I have to say, it is way better than being stuck to a 16-inch display down there. And so yeah, that's basically what's changed in my entire setup, because yeah, having two monitors can really change your setups. Obviously, if I'm on the go, it's basically the MacBook plus the Magic Mouse plus now AirPods Max for editing, of course. But in terms of desktop setups, I think I've really improved. And honestly, I have one thing left to say about doing this. Ever since I've got that 16-inch MacBook Pro, I think I've now convinced myself I don't really need a dedicated desktop computer, be it a box or an all-in-one iMac, for example. After using my MacBook with two different desktop setups, one being here at the video editing desks and then the other at the music set over there, and then using it as the obvious on-the-go laptop for editing stuff, I've just now convinced myself I actually don't need a fancy banging iMac with a crap ton of power, because my MacBook is powerful enough to do everything I need it to do. And I just discovered that, yeah, all I really need is, well, for one, two more monitors, because I'm constantly having to swap which setup the monitors are at, and that's kind of annoying, to be honest, but hey, that's what happens when you're on a budget. But yeah, I'd like to have two more monitors, so that way I don't have to constantly swap back and forth these two between the desk and the music set. And also, once that happens, then I am totally finding, if I only someone made the proper Thunderbolt dock with more USB-Cs. Once I find a proper dock with USB-Cs, then yeah, I'm totally getting a dock for the desk set with its own dedicated monitors, and then the music set with its own monitors and the mixer and the keyboard and such. So that will be such a seamless transition. Like, seriously, instead of having to just swap monitors and such all the way from one desk to another and, well, the MacBook, and plug everything in and such, just imagine if it was as simple as bring your laptop to one desk setup and just plug in a single cable. Like, I don't even need to plug in the power cable to my MacBook. The reason why I have to plug in power is because when it's in clamshell mode, it basically will not power your displays or anything else. You have to basically plug it into power if you want to use it in clamshell mode. But anywho, that's basically it for me. Thank you for watching. Do me a favor and interact with the stuff below. My name is Alpha the Wolf, Random Alpha, signing out.